Welcome to Talk Travel with Heather Tate, North Mississippi's podcast for savvy travelers. Talk Travel with Heather Tate is a weekly podcast that airs every Monday on the Shark 102.3 FM radio station based in Ripley, Mississippi, and is then released as a podcast. Travel advisor and travel enthusiast Heather Tate of Whimsical Destinations gives listeners expert travel tips curated through the years of personal and professional experience. By clicking subscribe, you'll have a new travel tip to add to your collection delivered to your podcast library every Monday. Talk Travel with Heather Tate is brought to you by Sun Bear Studio. Sun Bear Studio is a boutique recording studio in the heart of Ripley, Mississippi. When you record with us at Sun Bear Studio, we can mix, master, register, and publish your music, your podcast, or your family story. Email us when you're ready at sunbear@jc.media.
This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi travelers. This is Heather with Talk Travel with Heather Tate, and I'm so excited to share my adventures and tried and true tips with you. Whether you are also a seasoned traveler, a hopeful traveler, or currently an armchair traveler, meaning you're going to follow along with us from home for now. This is a very special episode, because it is our 200th episode of Talk Travel with Heather Tate. And it just worked out perfectly that this is a topic I wanted to talk about today, and then I realized it was our 200th episode. And it is all about how you deserve the trip. So I think we need to shift the mindset, because oftentimes we think we have to earn the right for a vacation, to relax, to earn that bucket list trip at retirement. When really, travel is not just a luxury. It's not seen as just a luxury anymore. It is like preventative medicine, where you take the trip now, not waiting for another time, because if we're honest, we don't know what tomorrow holds, right? We aren't promised that it's going to get easier or that there's ever going to be a better time financially or, physically. We don't know. My mother, who is going to be 81 this year, and she doesn't usually listen to my podcast, so I can say that. So do not tell her that I said her age, but I think it's important. Because she says all the time, she tells me, she tells my friends, she tells our small group, our book club, do not wait to travel. My mother got her passport for the first time when she was 72 years old. That does not mean that later in the life, that you cannot look forward to some amazing retirement adventures. I'm not saying that at all. I think that we talked about senior trips last week for graduating high school and graduating college. Well, I want to have a whole episode on senior trips, meaning like senior citizen trips. And if I could get my mom to come, I would love to have her on this podcast because she is amazing. But she will say all the time, don't wait. Because the older you get, sometimes you don't feel as well. Like, she had so much energy. And she will say that it is tiring to travel. Like, it can wear you out. I am 42 and I get worn out after a day of flying, right? So I know that it gets harder, not easier, right? So these are all these reasons why you don't want to wait when you can go now. And I hear every reason why not to take the trip now. Every reason, I hear it every day. And I'm not saying they're not legit reasons. Right? Like, sometimes you just couldn't go if you really, really wanted to, and I understand that. The stars are not aligning. But there are other times we just fall on that excuse when we could go, but we think it could be better if we waited. And maybe it is, maybe it would be, but most often life's still going to be busy. Life's still going to be hard. Prices rarely go down. They usually go up. That's the thing. We did an episode a few weeks ago about how the airline prices have gone up and that they're raising the price for checked baggage. Here's what's interesting. I was reading about how anytime the airlines go up in price for something like checked bags, even if the situation rectifies, settles down, the fuel cost goes down, the airlines then never lower their prices below what they had just raised them to for like the check bags. Like they're not going to go back to $5 baggage or $15, checked bags. They keep the prices where they had them set. They're only going to go up from here. So prices are going to continue to rise. Life is going to always be busy, right? There's always going to be something happening at work. There's always going to be some reason with work not to go because you're needed right then. But here's what I say, that recharging means you can become even more productive when you're back. It helps you to avoid burnout, to travel. It is a reset. It's a refresh. It's restorative. So I look at it, like I said, preventative medicine. It is how I keep my focus and keep my focus fresh, that I keep motivated and inspired and to have a positive outlook. All of these things I can tell are from traveling, and I can feel it when I don't travel. The whole month of April, I stayed home, and I know you're thinking, oh, poor you. You stayed home for a month. I can tell. I can feel things get heavier for me because when I travel, I'm engaging all of my senses, right? Like I'm noticing things when I travel that would be easy for me to overlook at home. And so it reminds me to be grateful. It reminds me to be grateful for my bed, for my family, for my home, for the restaurants that I love. But it helps me to also get to experience new things. We think we have all the time. And this is a humbling statistic that I know that a lot of you have heard before, but this is what needs to be said. The CDC says that for the average American female, your lifespan is 81.4 years. For the your average American male, 76.5 years. In my mind, I'm thinking 50. Age 50 is middle-aged. I'm 42, so I'm like, I'm not there. But if you do the math, I am right. I am over that peak, right? Like I'm on the peak of my projected potential lifespan on average. And I don't feel like that, right? And I'm not saying that to create a sense of panic, but I need to look at the numbers and think I'm basing my whole life view on that I'm going to be 100 years old. And so I'm like, if I get to 50, that my goal even is to go to all 7 continents and all 50 states by the time I'm 50. That's one of my personal goals. And Christian, my 9-year-old, asked me a few weeks ago if that was one of my big goals in life because he's heard me talk about it a lot. And I said, it is. Guess how many continents I've been to? I've been to 2. And I travel a lot, but I've been to 2 continents and I'm 42 years old. So that means I've got 5 to go in less than 8 years if I'm going to reach my goal. So I have to start thinking about now, not what I want to do when I retire. Like, how am I going to live now? Okay, the National Geographic, they had an article, and this was written during the pandemic. Oh, and that article took me back. Reading this article is absolutely beautiful. I will post a link for it. But it says, and I quote, this is the article name, Why Travel Should Be Considered an Essential Human Activity. And this is a quote from it. It says, I think hope lies in the very nature of travel. Travel entails wishful thinking. It demands a leap of faith and imagination. So traveling is more than just the trip itself then, right? It is everything. It's physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. I have a friend, you could say our acquaintance from community college who right now is on this amazing journey where she is walking or hiking 500 miles in Spain. And I know other people who have done this journey, and there are people who are on this journey with her, and she is documenting it on social media, and I'm following along. But I find it so inspiring, right? Because when we travel, we get out of our comfort zones. We meet new people. We have these amazing experiences that, walking in a rainstorm or eating really fresh food that could be simple, but it's amazing because it has no preservatives in it, and we're eating it the way it was meant to be eaten. And it helps us get into the mindset of, my job, my career, all these things, they can still exist without me physically being there, or without being in the office every day, right? Like, we do not get an award for saving all your PTO at retirement. There's not an award for that. And you might think like, oh, well, I'm saving up. You never know when I'm going to need it. Okay. But what if you never use it and you just wasted it, right? It's another way of looking at it. Also, it's not just the trip itself. Planning a trip is almost as good for you as the trip is, because it is where the anticipation of the thing and also the reflection of the thing. So that's why travel, I feel like, is your best return on investment. That's the thing. I talk to clients every day that are like, they see this large sum of money and they start thinking of all the other things they could spend it on, right? Oh, I could pay this bill, or I could put this in savings, or, I could remodel this part of my house again, or I could, upgrade my vehicle, or maybe it's things that you really need to do. I'm not saying that there aren't things that you really need to do with that. Like if you need to have, parts for your car so your car is safe and reliable, then I understand that's something that you need to get taken care of. Or if you have something with your health that you need to have fixed and you want to do that, I understand. But I'm talking about, we can find any excuse we want to not financially let go of a certain sum of money, right? Or to think, well, it's not worth it, or I'm not worth spending that amount of money on. When you are, your money can come back to you. But you know what can't come back to you? You're right. It's your time. The other day, I was riding in the car with London, and he always wants to be DJ London and pick out the songs. And so he was going through his list. Some of them I like, some of them are not my favorite. But he had the song Closer from the Chainsmokers. And I kept listening to the refrain that said, we ain't ever getting older. And it said it over and over again. We ain't ever getting older. Well, that's just untrue, right? Like, that is a plain out false statement. It's a lie. We're getting older every day. All you have to do is look in the mirror. I know I'm getting older. It shocks me sometimes. I look in the mirror and I still think I'm going to be 21 or, 31, and I'm 42 and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, who is that person looking back at me? But we're getting older every day. So we need to start living today and stop operating under this misconception that we can always just go there. One day we'll go there, or we deserve to rest one day, but not now. We deserve to do the things for ourselves now. Go the places that we dream of now and see how that will shape the rest of your future, right? I have so many people that I talk to that say, I'm going on this one trip. It's going to be a one and done for me. I'm going to go one, check it off the old bucket list, say I did it, make my wife happy, or make her stop talking about this place that she keeps saying she wants to go. And then after that, we'll be done. And then I hear from them as soon as they get back, and they're like, okay, we've already decided where we want to go next, right? That first step is the hardest. But if you don't hear anything else I say today on our 200th episode of Talk Travel with Heather Tate, this is me having a real moment with you. Do not wait till your life is over to start living. If there's somewhere you want to go, make it happen. If there's something you want to see, an experience you want to have, that's why writing down your goals is so important. Then you can think about them. If you've not even thought about what your heart's desire is, or where you would want to go, what you would want to see, start today by writing those down. And I would love for you to share those with us. Our Facebook group is Heather and Logan Tate, Whimsical Destinations. I would love for you to share a bucket list trip that you want to go on. But then I also want to see, how are you taking those steps to make that happen? Maybe it's you just ordered your passport for the first time. Maybe it's you opened a travel savings account. It does not matter if you're taking that big plunge today and booking that trip today, but what steps are you starting to do so you can make that happen? And if you need help, to make that happen, that is what I'm here for. I would love to help you because we are meant to live today. That's the only time we are guaranteed is right now. Life is a great adventure, but it is what you make it. Make it a good one.
This show is made possible by JC Media, LLC in Ripley, Mississippi. JC Media owns the Shark 102.3 Classic Rock FM radio station where the show is hosted. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite app or stream episodes online at shark1023.com/podcasts. We also have an email in which you can share your feedback. That email is theshark1023@gmail.com.